Understanding the phrase, catching the worm, a guide for English language learners. Hello and welcome, everyone. In today's video, we're going to explore the phrase, catching the worm. This is a phrase you might have heard in English conversations or movies, and it's a great example of how colorful and interesting English idioms can be. So, let's dive in and unravel the meaning and usage of this phrase. Catching the worm is actually derived from a longer and more familiar idiom, the early bird catches the worm. This phrase originates from a basic observation in nature. The first bird to wake up has the best chance of catching a worm. Over time, this observation turned into a metaphor used in everyday English. When we say, the early bird catches the worm, we're essentially conveying the idea that success often comes to those who are proactive and early to act. It's a way of encouraging people to be diligent and not procrastinate. So, when someone uses this phrase, they're often emphasizing the value of taking timely action or being the first to seize an opportunity. Let's look at some examples of how to use this phrase. In motivation, you should start working on your project now. Remember, the early bird catches the worm. In advice, if you want the best deals, go to the sale early. The early bird catches the worm. After all, this phrase is often used in a positive context to encourage or advise someone. Interestingly, there are variations of this phrase and similar idioms across different cultures. For instance, the second mouse gets the cheese, suggesting that sometimes being first isn't always best. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise, a phrase that emphasizes the value of good habits for success. And that's a wrap on catching the worm. I hope this video has been enlightening and adds a colorful idiom to your English vocabulary. Remember, idioms like these are not just phrases but windows into the culture and thinking of native speakers. Keep practicing, and don't forget, the early bird catches the worm. See you in the next video.